Hello, welcome to Veritas. I'm your host, Adam Colazetti, and I'm here to guide you on a meditative adventure like no other. Join me and lose yourself in your imagination as we travel the outer reaches of the cosmos, quest for powerful talismans, and explore the inner realm of your subconscious. What might you find along the way? But be warned, fair traveler, this path is not for the faint of heart. On this path, of one thing I am certain, dragons be here. Are you ready? So how we're going to begin is you're going to sit comfortably, however that means to you. Could be legs crossed, could be sitting in a chair, whatever it is, sit somewhere comfortably that you feel relaxed and comfortable. And you're going to close your eyes and you're going to take 3 deep breaths. Deep breath in, count to 4. Deep breath out, count to 4. And each time you exhale, you're going to try and relax your body a little bit further. So you're going to inhale, pause, exhale. Pause. So as you're doing this and you're relaxing, it's in those pauses between breaths where we're going to go. That is where your creativity meets your imagination, meets your subconscious. So let's see what awaits you in the spaces between breaths. You open your eyes and find yourself staring up at the sky. It does, however, take a few moments to comprehend what you were looking at. The sky is pink, and the clouds glow softly with purple and blue. It is quite breathtaking, really. It's like the sky is in a permanent state of earthly sunrise. It occurs to you that if God had a paintbrush, this is what it would paint. Eventually, you push yourself up on your elbows and look around. You are in a forest, a spectacular large one by the looks of it. The tree next to where you lie is enormous, larger than any tree you have ever seen. Funny that you noticed that before it registered that the tree bark is purpley pink, much like the sky. Where are you? As you stand, you hear the most beautiful bird song. It is like a melody made to be played only on the finest mornings when your soul feels warm and grateful. A second bird joins in, and then a third and a fourth, until a symphony of sweet sound echoes through the dense forestry. So this is what purple sounds like. Memories of your dreams surface for a moment as you take stock of your surroundings. A blue portal of light, a staircase, dragons. If you've ever wondered if the universe was more fantastical than you could have ever imagined, now you have your answer. Is that such a bad thing? You seem to be standing at the bottom of a steep ravine. Therefore, as logic would suggest, in order to take stock of your surroundings, you should seek high ground. Up it is. The ground is thick with teal-colored moss, making a pillowy blanket for you to walk. It is exhausting, but not unpleasant. You climb for what seems like hours, but slowly but surely you make progress, until at last the ground levels and you realize you have reached the top. A few more steps over the next hill and you'll see what comes. At the crest of the hill, you find yourself looking into more forest. Your hopes of reaching the edge are dashed, however. Something perhaps even more interesting lies before you. There is a path. It runs perpendicular to where you have emerged. Briefly, it occurs to you that perhaps you should stay off the path in case something or someone comes along. But you decide that the dangers of the forest outweigh the dangers of a path. At some point, you should trust something. The question is, which direction? Left or right? It turns out it is the birds that answer this for you, as the same sweet bird song rings out to the right. Faced with no other choice, you choose to follow the beautiful melody. Somehow you feel that it is right. The path is wide enough for a chariot or large group, yet you see no tracks. What could have made this? It is too perfect. There are no ruts or roots, no large rocks or other imperfections. It is like it has been made specifically for you. An invitation, perhaps. Still, you follow the birds. At some point, the melody stops as suddenly as it began, and you realize you find yourself facing a fork in the road. The path veers in 2 directions in a wide-shaped divergence. You look to the left path, and then to the right. There is no discernible difference, yet you can't shake the feeling that the path you choose here is important. You have been led here for a reason. I seek the staircase of stone. Your voice rings out in the trees, and you are answered by only a breeze and the rustling of leaves. With a sigh, you sit down and cross your legs. Perhaps the answer will come to you. The problem, you realize, is that neither way calls to you. When you first came on the path, the urge to turn right was unmistakable. There was no question. Yet here, you exhale slowly and close your eyes. Just focus on your breath and extend your senses. What do you feel? The answer is nothing. Although at some point your mind wanders, and when you remember what you were doing, you realize you were staring straight ahead between the two paths. You open your eyes, and sure enough, a forest creature stands there looking at you. It is not unlike an earth creature, although its coloring is as majestic as the trees. You contemplate each other for a moment, and then, seemingly satisfied that you have seen it, it scampers into the brush. The brush is thick. No one in their right mind would go through there, would they? And yet, there it is again, that nagging feeling. You know yourself well enough to understand that the choice has been made. Follow your guide. Straight through it is. To hell with either path. This way is not easy. The colorful leaves of bushes and plants brush up against you. The brush is thick and the ground crunches with each step. Inevitably, you lose all sense of direction, and you worry you wouldn't be able to make your way back to the path if you wanted to. Still, this feels right. Suddenly, you reach a wall of brush that doesn't part. It is solid, like a wall. Your eyes follow it up and up and up. It is a wall of pink and purple vines streaked with blue and green moss. Moving along now, you test at various intervals, but there is no going through. It is solid. In fact, it seems to repel your touch, as if the vines grip tighter when you are near. It seems you have reached an impasse once again. Your eyes dart around for the creature, but there is only stillness. Exhausted, you lean your back against the wall and slump down to the ground, not caring if you get scraped and bumped along the way. The forest is thick here, and the tree canopy blocks the sky, leaving you with an eerie, trapped feeling. You sigh and rub your forehead. Tears well up in your eyes, and for a moment you are overwhelmed in emotion that you haven't allowed yourself to feel since you woke up here. Fear, anger, wonder, courage, hope, joy, sadness. It's all there, and whether you like it or not, it is coming out. So it is that on a pink and purple alien world, you cry your heart out. But it feels so good just to feel. Eventually, you find yourself slumped against the wall, whistling silent to yourself. That's a strange tune, you think, but then you realize it is the bird song you heard earlier. At least your butchered version of it. Louder now, you try to find the pitch and capture the melody. It is surprisingly soothing, and you find yourself whistling at the top of your lungs, as if the whole forest was your own. And the forest answers back. A single bird sings back, matching your tone exactly. Delighted, you sit up straight and whistle out again. This time the bird sings back and continues to sing. High up in the trees, you see a glimpse of movement, something bright orange and yellow. The birdsong continues, and a second and third bird join in until the whole forest is alight in a symphony, and you are the conductor. At some point, you stand and hold your arms out to the sky and soak it in. The music of this place is the music of the soul, and it transports you to your happiest memories. You're not sure how long this continues, but it doesn't matter. It was exactly the perfect amount of time, and when the forest is quiet once again, you were filled with gratitude and hope. This is why when you turn back to the wall, you were not entirely surprised to see a great arched entrance waiting for you. What is on the other side? Well, that is truly wondrous. A great garden awaits you, filled with the brightest of flowers. Colors so vivid you were reminded of the greatest of sunsets and the greenest of oceans. A path lined with white crystal meanders through, and a babbling brook lazily winds through the center. It is an Eden of such beauty, it quite literally takes your breath away. The path spirals neatly towards the center, where you find yourself crossing a short wooden bridge, although it is pink. Your footsteps echo loudly as you cross it, and in the very center of the garden, a golden chest is held aloft by an escort of blue vines. It is magnificent. As you move closer, you see that it is engraved with a great stairway, at the top of which a symbol of two dragons chasing each other in a circle. It glows brightly when you approach, and instinctively you place your hand in the circle. There is a click, and the chest opens, revealing a pale blue glow. 3 items are placed inside ever so delicately. A paintbrush carved from pink bark with glowing bristles, a single black seed, and a golden music box carved ever so delicately in gold, just like the chest. You hesitate for only a moment before making your choice. Welcome to Veritas. We're here to talk about truth. Whose truth? Well, hopefully your truth. And today we are starting the Twin Dragons series. I'm very excited about that. And we have Katelyn Bullock here with me.
Hi, Adam.
Welcome, Katelyn.
Thank you.
This is super exciting because I work with Katelyn and she is a very close friend. So I'm a little bit nervous, but we'll see how it goes. So we talked about dragons and dreams in this episode so far.
Yes.
And before we get into it, we're going to draw a card. So you can shuffle if you want. You can take from the top, whatever calls to you.
Oh, you know me.
Let's see what see what comes.
Mix it up. Ooh, that one.
That's the one?
Yeah, what's that one?
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh, an otter.
Okay.
I will consult my trusty book here.
Please.
No one's drawn the otter before, so that's really interesting.
The otter have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that joke? Okay,
Nailed
you're
it.
welcome.
Nailed it. Okay.
Hopefully it's alphabetical for you.
No, it's not. That's the problem.
Here
we go. The
that's
otter.
the joke.
Of course, joy, play, helpfulness, all that size. Okay, go with the flow, life and experience, become a child again, or allow yourself the freedom and pleasure of relaxing and letting go of all your daily concerns. So there you go.
Okay.
This is like go with the flow.
Kind of what we're doing today.
Yeah, kind of, right? So, here's the card if you haven't seen it. But, all right, first let's talk a little about the interlude of the dream.
Yes.
Tell me about the dream. What came up for you?
I thought it was interesting. Okay, so the first thing that came up for me was this person with the torch that I'm just blindly trusting and following. Like I can't even see their face, and yet I'm like, yeah, let's do this.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting. Like, at what point do you not try to resist it a little bit? But I was just fully in, and then seeing the stare and stepping on that and falling, like that faith, and then all of a sudden you're falling, and you just keep falling until it becomes normal. That part I thought was really interesting. Like the fear at first of falling, and then it's like, am I going to hit? And then you wait for so long, and then you finally just resign yourself to so I'm falling.
Okay.
And this is now.
I love that.
Which was really interesting.
Cool. And of course, we end up in an extraordinary place. This crazy forest, this pink and purple place.
Right? Reminds me of the painting that I was doing the other day.
So tell me about the crazy colors and the imagery. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, I love colors, right? Nothing irritates me more than painting black and white, which my husband makes me paint all the time.
Okay.
But I love painting in amazing colors. So this forest was so overwhelming in its beauty and its earthiness, but also in this cool alien world. What really actually got me though was the emotions that were tied with it. And that emotion of, I was so surprised because you're drawn to go right. And I was like, how does he know? How does he know? And he's like, but you're not going to do either. I'm like, how does he know? Because I was like, screw both of these.
Yeah.
And so that I think was really cool. And the imagery was all encompassing, but just the foresight of exactly how I was feeling and where I was drawn to.
Yeah. Well, I like that.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the paths are kind of like what you should do, but who's to say?
And maybe because you know me so well, you're like, Katelyn wouldn't follow rules. Yeah. She would do her own path. But it was, and it was so funny because I was like, immediately, I should go right.
Okay.
And then I was like, but maybe I should go left. And I'm like, left feels backwards, but right doesn't feel right. And then all of a sudden you're like, but neither feel right. And I was like, yes.
Okay.
You're right. It was good.
And then what kind of creature did you picture?
At first, it was a humanoid creature with like antlers.
Antlers, okay.
And then it turned into a doe when it scampered away.
Ooh, okay.
So I don't know, because it's not something I've ever witnessed.
Okay, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it was very cool. And so it scampered off and like following it and then hitting that wall. That to me was like, and then all the emotions that came, the frustration, like, did I do the right thing? I went off trail. Like, there is no path left for me now, right? And then this was the part that really, really like resonated, like after the emotional breakdown that I had. And then the way forward was through being present. Because I was present with the forest and like, right? And I sang the song with the birds, or I whistled, and the birds joined me, and I just enjoyed being present. And then all of a sudden the path was clear. And I was like, oh, hey, that hits.
Interesting. So it's like you're in tune with, right? With perhaps some inner peace, some outer peace, something there.
But how much in life do we just bang our fists on the wall? Right? The wall that we want to go forward, we want to find that staircase, we want to climb the staircase, and we're just sitting there in this endless wall banging our fists against it, and the answer is to just be present and find the joy in it.
I like that.
Right?
Okay.
That's what came to me when you
Okay.
I was like,
Cool.
ooh,
I love that.
be present. Yes.
Cool. And then, of course, there's a sort of a secret garden.
Yes.
And it's spectacular, beautiful, and just perfection and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. What did you think?
About the garden? I was more drawn to the golden box.
To the chest?
Oh.
Okay, we get to the chest.
Heck yeah, man.
So you open the chest,
Yes.
of course.
Paintbrush,
You got-
seed, and a music box. Okay, so at first the paintbrush, I was like, oh, because I'm so inspired by this scenery of what I want to paint. I was like, oh, I want to paint this.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder what the seed will grow.
Okay.
Then I was like, a music box. I picked the seed.
You picked the seed.
I picked the seed.
Okay.
I
Cool.
reached for the seed.
All right. Well, if you're watching,
I picked the mystery box.
if you are watching and listening, you don't have to listen to these in the order that Katelyn chooses. You can listen in whatever order you like. But we will start with the seed. All right. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Join me each week as a new chapter unfolds. What worlds will we explore next? What gods and monsters will we find? What part of yourself will awaken? Only one way to find out.